10 on your side did some digging and found what appears to be the exact time this plane got into trouble. Stephanie Harris has been working the phones all day and the internet. Stephanie.
Well, Nicole, first we got a tip. It's a tail number. The caller said, is this plane that disappeared? Now, based on that, we went to work. We got to tell you, we could not verify information the way we usually do through the FAA because of the government shutdown. But here is what we did find. This website called Flight Aware, it is a live website that tracks all civilian aircrafts that file a flight plan, that is. Now, we found only one flight scheduled to go from Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport to the Hampton Roads Executive Airport yesterday. And if you look here on the screen, you can see it took off as scheduled at 7:43 in the morning. And then as you see the numbers here to the side with the arrows, you can see that it makes its ascent into the air. It shows the numbers getting higher. It's climbing and climbing until it reaches a cruising altitude where it stays for quite a while. Now, if we fast forward here to just before 12 o'clock noon. That's when it seems that this plane got into a little bit of trouble. Now we're going to see these numbers here if I can fast forward a little faster. A little faster at my desk. Okay, now you see this number here that says minus 60. All right, it goes from minus 60, you see there, to minus 300 in less than a minute. Now, that is the rate per minute that this plane was descending. Then it gets really scary right here, where you notice that it drops and then it climbs to 900 and then it plummets to negative 780. That means this plane is dropping 780 feet per minute. Now, I'm no aviation expert, so I called one. Chopper 10 pilot John Massey. When I read these numbers to him, he immediately said, sounds like he's caught in a storm. He said that the up and down drafts there indicate some really bad turbulence. So my next step now is to check with our team of meteorologists who pinpoint the exact time and location of this plane. So Tiffany, John says sounds like a storm. What did you find?
It does. Well, you know what, Stephanie? It looks like the storm was off to the east. So there wasn't a storm over the Great Dismal Swamp at that time. There were storms later on in the afternoon. But you have to keep in mind there's a lot of fog out there. There was some rain, and there's also low ceilings, what we call it. So it's the height of the lowest deck of clouds, and that's you really need that information when we're talking about aviation. Now, we'll show you the time lapse of yesterday's storms here. We'll start this at 12 o'clock. You can see the Great Dismal Swamp starting to get some rain, and there continued to push rain through the hour. So 1 o'clock, still some rain out there, and there's that thunderstorm that arrived later on in the day. So 2, 3 o'clock, there was that strong thunderstorm over portions of Chesapeake and Suffolk. I do want to give you a frame of reference really quick. Here's the Norfolk International Airport camera right now. They're reporting ceilings. Remember, that's the height of the lowest deck of clouds here. They're reporting ceilings around 400 feet right now. Now, here are the observations that we checked out from yesterday at the Chesapeake Airport and at the Portsmouth Airport. We took observations just before, or we looked at observations just before 12 o'clock noon, and you could see there was some light rain in Chesapeake, light rain in Portsmouth, winds really not that strong, ceilings around 500 to 600 feet. So about where they are right now in that Norfolk camera I just showed you. 12:15, still some light rain, winds not that strong. So the weather was not ideal. We still do not know if it was weather related, but the weather obviously not good conditions out there, and they'll still continue to investigate.
All right, Tiffany, thank you. Our coverage does not end here. We're always updating Wavy.com, and later in our 90 minutes of news, a more in-depth look at the area where searchers are looking for that missing plane.